Greetings, family. My name is Sabelo Fakude, and you are tuned in to Go Love TV. We have yet another beautiful episode. Today we are talking about blended families. Blended families. And I am not alone, as always. I am traveling with my Jueristo.
I greet you all in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ. Welcome to Go Love TV. We are having a wonderful day, and I hope you are also having a wonderful day too. We are sitting with a blended family. They are going to introduce themselves. Otherwise, nna ka lebitso ke nna Tumisang wa ga Popela ga di engwe ya batho batse ke mpya tsheu ya bolesiba a ishimala lenaga. We are talking blended families, and we are sitting with a couple from a blended family. I want them to introduce themselves and greet the viewers at home. Sanibonani to the Tusini V. Welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wow, it's so nice to be here again.
Right.
Thank you for welcoming us. I am Mrs. Tusini, aka Asake. And I'm not alone. I'm with this wonderful, handsome gent, and he will introduce himself.
Hello, viewers. Thank you to our hosts. Thank you for having us. It's Mr. Tusini here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. You are welcome, family. It's gonna be an interesting episode.
Most definitely.
And before you go, Jueristo, maybe let me tell our viewers, brace yourselves. You know our channel, we tackle topics that you will not find on any pulpit. We're gonna keep it raw, we're gonna keep it uncensored.
Yes.
So stay tuned. You are still tuned into Go Love TV.
Great stuff. And while we are still there, please like, comment, and share this live as it is in the beginning of it. Tell everybody that Jueristos and Go Love TV are here. So, Tusiniville. Tusiniville. So I want to Tusini. We've got a new tradition here at home where next to you there's probably a card, a him and her board. We are going to play a smaller game. The trick of the game is that you don't look at each other.
Okay.
You look into our cameras there. Okay. That is your camera. You look into the camera and you show to the people your answer. Okay. If the answer is him, you're going to lift the him side.
Okay.
And if it's her, you turn it around.
Nice.
Just don't look at each other.
Okay.
As kopisani la. As lali la.
We are not one.
Alrighty. And
Sophie.
so now, because we are talking about blended families, our quiz is based on blended families. Question number 1, without looking at each other, who is most organized between him and her? Alrighty, the girls are taking it this week.
Alrighty.
Oh, no. No. Okay.
Okay.
I got it wrong there. And who is strict with the children? Question number 3, who gets up in the night to assist with the children? Mavoroko kimang, raboroko kimang. Who gets up to heaven? You see, they are one actually. These answers. And question number 4, which parent apologizes more to the children? Not to each other, to the children. Aww. And who does homework with the kids? All righty. And who is the calmest parent? I think it's very visible. Even the laugh is on vibrate. I think Waristo has got the responses on who won the game.
So, amen. Lady in red.
Is that? Yay!
Send some love, send some hearts. Tap your screen.
Clearly, I do the most work.
Yeah, hey?
No, all you're the helper.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Sure, thank you so much. I mean, this was such a refreshing game to play and to watch. I think let's move. I think let's get into the crux of the matter. We're talking blended families, and maybe someone might be asking themselves, what is blended family? And before we even get there, right, for you to be in a blended family, I want you to talk to us about your completeness, right, as a final product, to say, how did you heal? Because you do not just come from nowhere, you come from somewhere. Probably you were in a relationship, you were in a marriage. That healing journey, the last part of your past relationship, so that we help someone who's watching in terms of healing.
Yeah.
Maybe take us through that and what it looked like for you.
Sure. Okay. After such a beautiful game, we go straight into the serious stuff. Good evening once more, viewers. Yeah, you know, the healing journey, to be honest, I'm still on the healing journey. It's not something that I have gone through it and it's now expired and it's now over. It's just that meeting Obab Tusini made it a bit more easier to heal. He understands my vulnerability. He understands my wounds. He understands my triggers. And it's almost like he's loving me 10 times more than what he should, so that I do not experience what I went through. But in essence, it took a lot of serving. I remember during my healing, well, what helped me during the time of pain was to serve. I was always at church. I think you guys know. I was always at church. I'd be the last one to leave. We would eat dukuku cooked, baked by Sislebo, ta inkomazi. I was always at church. Every service that was there, I was there, and that was my coping mechanism. And this is not far-fetched or it's not cheesy. I know a lot of people would say, no, but that's impossible. How do you even make it look so glorious and whatever? But that is my truth. I served God like a mad woman. That I would say that divorce was painful, but it was the breaking out of my ministry. Because it was in that time where I realized, you know, Babulela Nete, prophetess all of a sudden.
You become a
Motivational speaker. Guys, it's the truth. We're joking about it, but I'm one of those people that actually, I knew that I do have a gift. I knew that I'm called. I knew that there's something I need to do for God. But it took God to send some kind of a storm to call my attention. And that became the storm. And I'm grateful for it. You know, I didn't understand then. There's a verse in the book of John chapter 17 where Jesus, I think, he was talking to his disciples. That he was praying. I think it's John 13 or John 17. I'm not sure. Sorry for that. But I know the verse says, you do not know what I'm doing now, but later you will understand. And then I did not know what he was doing. I felt like how, you know, why are you making me a laughing stock? Why is everyone talking? Now everyone, I know people are gossiping about me. You know, people have questions. You know, they did not see this coming. You understand? And now it's happening and I'm a laughing stock. But now I understand why. And serving helped me through it. For some reason, I did think the marriage would be restored That's what I thought. And that is what I was hoping for. But the turning point was a day I remember very clearly. It was the 27th of April, 2022. I woke up and I said, God, I am closing this chapter. I cried my eyeballs out and I said, I am closing this chapter. I am not going to look back anymore.
Sure.
And that is how I got out of that particular season or that particular mess. Because we hold on to things not knowing that God does not want you there, but you want to sit there and you don't realize how you are delaying yourself and setting yourself up for failure.
Sure. Before we get to you, Mr. Tusini, I'm just interested and on the forgiveness part, yeah? A lot of people, they say they've moved on, but they still...
Have not forgiven.
Yeah, have not forgiven. They're still holding grudges. How did that come to play for you?
Yeah, there are days where I woke up and I thought I have forgiven. And then you realize something triggers you and you're like, no, actually I have not forgiven this guy. So I think I felt the forgiveness the day I started talking to Ubabtusi.
He became
I'm being
a
honest.
balm of Gilead.
The balm of Gilead. When I started talking to Ubabtusi, I realized that I can tell my story without crying anymore. And he listened.
Sure.
He listened. I know it was uncomfortable for him. I mean, no man wants to hear about another man. I mean, hello. But I realized that the guy has no power over me anymore because I can tell my story without crying.
Sure.
You know? And
beautiful.
that is when I realized what I mean, if honestly, this is how it works. When you are still there holding grudges and the bitterness and whatever, you are still trying to communicate with this person, trying to tell them how they hurt you. I had not done that actually until the last time I did that was actually before the 27th of April. But it was only when Tusini came into my life that I actually stopped with the messages. I actually looked at this person and I'm like, you know what? You look like my brother in the Lord. And all I can do is pray for you. That's all I want to do. I want to pray for you so that one day you do not do to me, or you do not do to someone else what you did to me.
Wow.
Mr. Tusini, guys, it's getting heated in studio. Bars upon bars. Hey, pearls of wisdom. Yeah. Let's hear from you, Mr. Tusini. The last part. How did you close? How did you need, to become this healed version of yourself?
Hey, good evening again to everyone and our viewers. Go love, go love.
Go Love. Go Love TV.
Yeah, I don't know where to start because I suffered a lot of things. In fact, worse than divorce.
Sure.
Because you've got a son whom you love, who became a healer of your grief, because I was grieving the passing of my mom, as she was like a mother and a father. That's the role she played. So losing her was the end of the world for me, around 2011. So immediately, to show that I was under high pressure and serious grief, the following year, I impregnated someone. As much as I'm born again and whatnot, but a child came. And that child became like something to console me. Uguti, listen, you can still live for something in life. However, as a man who understands how things should be done and all that, you would want to be married to that person whom you impregnated and all that. However, circumstances come and you find yourself separating with the very person that you thought has given you an answer to live life even further after the passing of your loved one. And now you must love this child, whether you like it or not. He's the only thing that you have. You do have other aspects like your siblings and so on, but then your child, not that they can replace your mother, but in a sense of someone that genuinely loves you and can genuinely receive your love is your child. So yeah, ngawana ngavuka nomfana wami sawa savuka. Hey sawa savuka. Yahamba iminyaka siwa sivuka.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's why I say it becomes difficult for someone with such a background to say then what type of hurt did you have to heal from, because it becomes one after the other. You get disappointments from people who don't deserve to disappoint you, and you put yourself on the spot even without yourself noticing ukuthi, listen, I'm the cause of my pain. Then when I realized that I might be the cause of my pain, that's why I started accepting that the passing of my mom was serious to me, given the fact that as much as I know my father, I knew him at a late age, already after matric. There was not much to learn from the guy or to take from him, except that he was in a position that he needed care from me. So he became a father that you become proud that you met them, but you can't really benefit out of the situation. Then you decide, no, next time I must just get married, and then life will be fine. And then you look around and you look around. Before you know it, you are on era number 2.
Yeah.
You've got another child with another woman. Then you start realizing maybe these women are not wrong.
You're the problem.
Yeah, because the first one I was sure she was wrong. And then, but this one, let's look deep within, what have I done? Where do I come from? Then you look at the environment where you come from, you realize that you were taught when you grow up you must impregnate girls.
Sure.
It's the lifestyle yasekhaya. In fact, when you are doing grade 10 and you not passing somewhere to drop pampas, we start suspecting you. Ukuthi awuthi lena engathi keep, you know. So there was peer pressure in a sense of the way life should be and the culture or the norms of the area that you were brought up around. So without blaming the environment, but I see it playing a vital role in terms of our upbringings and how we end up making silly decisions.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, even with the first child, I wasn't proud. The second child, I told myself that this one won't happen again. I even said, I'd rather marry both of them, go back and marry these 2 women if I'm serious about fixing this. Because my kids can't grow up like me. Because where I come from, it's not even blended, it's Western blended. Because from the mother's side, it's blended. From the father's side, it's blended. What do you call that? West part, you don't even know the father's side. So it just becomes a mess. So until you look at yourself in a mirror and you listen, you say, man, listen, I'm the problem here. I need to know myself. Then you start studying yourself to prepare yourself for a beauty such as this one now. And it takes years to do that, especially as I mentioned, the kind of background. Otherwise, you just become a living weapon, going out there, destroying people's lives in the name of barong bonke labantu wenu right, you know. Yeah, so I think I met her at a point where I was done. To a point where for me the 2 kids are enough. Even if I don't have another kid or I don't have a wife, it's fine. But however, I need a wife for these kids and I need to structure my life, and for my life to be structured, I need to have a wife. And with her then, I remember praying and God said, I stopped everything that is meant for you until you get married. And I was like, this cannot be God. Why must I get married for me to even achieve something in life. What is that to do with it? And a small voice said to me, you are like a prodigal son at the moment. Your wealth has depleted. The only way you regain whatever that you had, you have to go back to your senses. And coming back to my senses was meeting this woman and getting married to her. And the healing part, as she said, I like how she put it, that she wouldn't say she has healed, but she's in a process which the process is going smooth, given the fact that I'm assisting as much as I feel she's assisting me. As I said, my case is worse than a divorce, because when you ask her what's wrong with you, she will tell you exactly, I divorced. Ask me what's wrong with me. I've got 2 baby mamas. You know, have I failed with this one? What was the reasons? I don't know. Have I failed with this one? What are the reasons? I don't know. So you are, okay, maybe I'm better because my father, maybe he's got about 26 baby mamas, you know, but I can't then compete with my father in a sense of how bad can I be, you know? So instead I learn from him. That's why every time I made his error, I cried.
Sure.
I made his error for the second time, I cried. Then I said, listen, you can do this. I guess that's where my healing came from accepting where I come from and highlighting myself as a danger to the community if I continue living as a single man.
Sure. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a lot to choose. We're not asking. This family has proven beyond reasonable doubt that they've got the benefit of the gap, and they are brilliant storytellers.
We can listen to them all day.
Acceptance. Let's go drink some water, Khweristo. Go, love viewers. Let's go drink some water. It's hot in studio. Super hot. Go grab yourself a drink. See you shortly.
Get ready, ladies. Significance is back. And this year, we're turning up the volume on boldness and adventure. On March 15th, the CFC Auditorium will transform into an emporium of elegance and fierce femininity. Picture this, a day filled with faith, fitness, fun, and fabulousness, designed just for you. This year's theme, Fiercely Feminine, a celebration of women who dare to embrace their boldness while staying true to their faith. Be inspired by powerhouse speakers like Dr. Beverly Volmerantz, the heart behind significance.
Too often, family, we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by the very challenges that Christ has already defeated. There is no drug, there is no alcohol, there is no behavior, there is nothing that the power of God is not greater than.
And the vibrant Dr. Pearl Coupe.
Abraham, come out of your tent and look to the stars. In this season where God is bringing in another dimension of revival, God will have us watch, be careful of your eye gates, because whatever you see, you begin to take after.
Keeping the energy high, your incredible MC, Mpumi Lidwaba. For worship, we've got Dr. Tumi to take us into the presence of God. And that's not all. Glide across the skate rink. Create memories at our photo booth. Come dressed in elevated athleisure because we're mixing style with strength. Grab your ticket today for just 200 Rand on Quicket for a day you'll never forget. So grab a friend, a sister, or your whole squad and join us for Fiercely Feminine. Let's do life together, boldly, beautifully, and unapologetically.
Welcome back to Go Love TV. We are still seated with the Tusinis. It's so heated in here. You definitely want to be in studio with this one. And we have heard from Mr. and Mrs. Tusini. Guys, where we are now is that we've heard the preview of where they come from, where they were, and we are here now. They are married. and they are blended together with children that they came with from different relationships in the past. So now, today we are here, you guys are married, you are a family. How do you explain your family structure to, like, tell your Go Love community your family structure now? How is it and where are you?
Do you want to take it? Must I take it? All right. So it's Mama le Papa. Both of us have pigeon pairs. So I've got a boy and a girl, Kgaugelo, Kgalelelo, who are 3 years apart. And Daddy has a boy and a girl, Usithandwa noThandiwe. And I think the gap there is like 6 years apart. And yeah, when I met him, actually, I have to say this first, that I did ask God for a husband, even though I had thought the husband would be the restoration of the old marriage. But I remember praying a specific prayer, and I prayed once, and I said, God, I want to get married for the benefit of your kingdom, because I know my weaknesses. And if I'm not under authority, I'm going to be Jezebelic. And I said, this is the man I want. He must be good looking, must have a good job,
Come on.
because we must eat. He must understand and support my ministry. And he must have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, because I don't want to go to the labor ward again.
Sure.
I put it like that. I said, this is what I want. And we forgot about that prayer. Like, I prayed and I forgot about it. I really forgot about it. God decided. So when God decided, this man comes and he's exactly that list. Sure. And I'm happy that he's got the 2 kids, right? So I was so sure that we are happy, we are blended, we've got 4 kids and it's enough. But God willingly, we, by God's grace, have a blender.
Listen.
Yeah.
The unifier.
Of this.
Yes, and we actually had the conversation, and I was like, no, I don't want to have another kid. And he's like, but we need another kid so that he can bring the other kids together. So wafika ke uZibusiso on the 26th of May 2023, a little boy, and that is the family structure, and that's where we are. Our kids love each other. They actually look alike. They look alike. So yeah, that is the family that that's where we currently are. Unfortunately, we live with only 4. We live with my 2. We live with Uputomdala Simbizu Sandwa. He's the older one. He's now the deputy parent.
Yeah.
And then with Zibu as well. Uthandiwe is living on her mother's side.
Okay.
And she visits.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, great. And you were married, right? There's stigmatization around remarrying. There's a lot of online preachers with, unfounded doctrines and, so there's a lot of judgment around. What's your take on that? While you still have the mic.
I think last year when we did our overcoming pressures of the festive season, I said something that I'm going to repeat now.
Very profound.
I didn't want to blow my own horn. Very profound. I said, each to his own.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was very conscious about what people think about me. I wanted to be the perfect girl. Dumi grew up with me. She knows me. Everything of mine had to be perfect, like perfect. That's why when the marriage broke down, I nearly died. Because it was like, oh my gosh, my castle is now broken. Do you understand? So I'm not there anymore. I've learned, I think as you grow, you learn. You go through situations, challenges that teach you that, you know what, God is the one who has the ultimate say on your life. There is nothing that you're going to do that perfects your life except allowing God to take over. And right now, how I overcame that was to really just block my ears and live my life. Because if you're worried about what people say, their opinions, their unfounded doctrines, you're not going to live. You're really not going to live. I mean, I would still be single now. I know my mom was like, no, uska nyalwa gape, utlo ubala, uska. And I'm like, I'm still young, girl.
We love you, mommy.
Yeah, and you know why? Because my mom is a divorcee as well. So already there's that stigma, ekaya, ukuthi, mama wa divorce. Now, you understand, that family has a problem. So for me, it was also personal. I was like, I need to change this.
Sure.
My mom didn't remarry. I want to remarry to show Guti, there's no problem with us. Hello. Do you understand? But it was not only for that. It was just me really just living my life. And another thing is you need to have peace within yourself.
Sure.
You know, if God has given you peace about where you are, no one else must come and steal that peace from you. Live your life, live your truth, enjoy it because life is too short.
Perfect. Well said. Mr. Tusini, ushelu uthini?
She prayed. She had her box in line.
Ushelu uthini, because I'm asking this because you can look at your circumstances and feel like, yo, I've got kids, she's got kids, how are we gonna live? What was the value proposition like here? And it's an AK-47, a preaching machine. Take us through it,
It wasn't an easy one. Because, for example, when someone gives you a true pass, in soccer we call it a true pass, just for you to score, the ball is set. But then on the true pass they say there's a but. But hey, hey,
yeah.
mina ugrand nje usisi inkinga yini achokokuqala nabantwana bayithu aweke baqalile kabantu ukuthi uyapheka amaqedwe uyachitha so you are introducing someone but you are already nesizulu sethu nyunda you are already messing up for them.
Sure.
Yeah, sazi noma uzokhona la nabantwana bayithu yakushaya uvalo nabasho njalo.
Yeah.
Ngithi okay lo nyakuza what else but divorcee lento engiceda ukukhuluma ngayo ama stigmas.
Yeah.
And I had them. Sure. I had those stigmas. Divorcee ayinkinga le. So you know that this person, if we are good, it has to be love. If we are dlala, uzobudlala ngomlilo.
That's beautiful.
And I'm like, I think I still want to go. Like, ngiyafana na divorcee. Maybe even worse. You know, they're like, why you say even worse? I'm like, yeah, she can point one person and say, now baba bantwana. I must point there and there. So, hi siyafana. I think yasebenza. All right, sharp. So, ngimbona then they disappear. They're like, no, the biggest problem is that umfundisi.
I love how he's narrating the story.
Who's the matchmaker?
Maybe he can help other Azalanes. Please plug abanye abantwana.
She's good with you.
Please ask Eve. Receiving Eve.
But then, I was a born-again Christian. I loved God, but I was fully in the world. In a sense, I lost my place in God. Sure. And I think I used to... I was close to the people who narrate that I left the church.
I
not
didn't
God.
leave
I didn't leave God.
Yeah, so I was at that stage whereby you think you are so experienced about God and pastors, you know them, you know their lifestyle, you are better off where you are. And I'm like, if umfundis, you guys are right, it should be a problem, but her problem, because she needs to restore me.
Sure.
And she's the right person for me. I don't see any other girl ongavusa, you know, which Jesus started.
Yeah.
I was there and uNkulunkulu usebenza ngabantu. So my prayer was, God, let this be the woman that can rekindle the heat that I used to have about you. Uthando engingaba nalo ngawe njengoNkulunkulu akube uye. So I was longing to come back esontweni. I was longing to come back entweni zakaNkulunkulu. And meeting someone that is there was a good idea to me. And then the idea was, yeah, ngizomsupport. Because mina vele ngiyabalekela ukufundisa.
Yeah.
So uNkulunkulu mangitshela ukuthi angiyeke mina ngoba mina ngisupporta lo mfundisi.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm safe. So in a way, I saw myself escaping a calling by supporting a calling.
Yeah.
Sure.
It made sense as I told God, no, I'm going for this one and I'm going to live my old life and this stupid life that I'm living, and I'm going to understand who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So umbuzo uthi ushela uthi
Yeah.
mfethu mdala akwazi ukuhamba mama.
Yeah.
But I can bring the clouds.
Tengeli tree.
So then you become very honest. I was straightforward. I told her straight, which if you know the fun part of things, I might not be the right guy for her.
Sure.
I don't have time for that. Mfuna a return soldier. Nizoyinika impahla zayo isibuyele empini.
Sure.
That was the kind of proposal.
Yeah.
Ukuthi listen, I know you might be judging yourself there and there, but I'm looking for exactly something like that because
Sure.
I don't see umntwana omncane ozokhona ukwamukela ingane zami azithande. As soon as aba nomntwana uzo-challenge le ingane zami.
Yeah.
So ngifuna umuntu okhulile.
Yeah.
Akwasho ukuthi ngathi siyazwana.
Yeah. Oh, wow, wonderful. So now, Mr. Sini, you prayed, you had your blocks, and he ticked them, and now he is coming as an intentional man. Besides love, what else, what were your other expectations? What else were you expecting from Mr. Tusini? According to the way only the blind date, he came ready and he was straightforward with you. Were you as ready to love? And besides the love, what other things were you expecting from him?
Wow, that is a very good question. So let me just start by saying there was a 8 month gap between the time of hearing about him and actually being in a relationship with him. So the same way, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Ndlovu. They are our cupids. So Mrs. Ndlovu is my colleague and Mr. Ndlovu is his nephew. And my colleague actually has the same experience as me. So we related on that level. So there was a time where she was like, I've got someone for you. And at that time I had said, no, I don't want men. I am busy with the work of God. And I just come out also of a very bad, disgusting relationship with a certain man of God. So I wanted nothing. That guy put me off men for the rest of my life. So when she came, she was like, you know what, listen, this guy is perfect. I'm like, I don't want. And she showed me a picture. I saw the picture. I'm like, even worse, he is good looking. He's gonna break my heart. And she was like, I'm telling you, no, this one is, Gary, is he saved? He goes to church. You know, he goes to church. I'm like, will he support? He's going to support your ministry, you know? And I'm like, does he have kids? yes. Then she showed me the picture. And then I'm like, same mother, I don't know. Two different baby mamas. And I'm like, angimfuni, uGilbert, uzongila. And I was intentional about it. I didn't want him in the beginning, right? I forgot, I prayed. I actually forgot about that. So 8 months went down the line. For some reason, I would, out of the blue, ask Rosina, okay, is Buddha? Why am I asking? And this one time she said, no, actually, I think she was hurt that I rejected him. So she wanted to hurt me back. So she was like, no, he was still working in Rustenburg. He's like, no, he's in Rustenburg, you know, seeing someone in Rustenburg. Guys, I was hurt.
Oh, God.
Like, I didn't understand. Like, dude, why? Aren't you after me? Okay, so we left it, right? Going into the second year, 8 months. And I remember on the 29th of May, 2022, on the 29th of May, I was at a soul session for some reason. Okay, my friends were celebrating their wedding anniversary, and the DJ played a song, Bibi Winans. This song, the live rendition, for 1 minute. The most strangest, most weirdest thing happened. His face, I've never spoken to this guy, by the way. I just heard about him. I've never spoken to him. We've never changed numbers. I've never said anything to him. But for some reason, his face came to mind. I started missing someone I don't even know. And I left the soul session. I told my friend, I'm like, actually, I'm not single. I've got a man. And I left. And to answer your question, I didn't have expectations. I didn't have expectations because I felt our relationship is more spiritual than anything. Because how do you miss someone you've never met? How do you think of someone you never met? So I didn't have expectations. I was ready because it's almost like I knew what I want. Because when I got home, I remembered the prayer. I was like, this is it. And I searched for him on Facebook. I didn't know his surname. I thought he was Sibusison Ndlovu. I searched Sibusison Ndlovu and I didn't find. Then I was like, hi man, let me go to Rosina's profile. I went to Rosina's profile and I checked all the Sibusisos. And I found him. And guess what I did? I went on his profile and I prayed. I said, God, I don't know what you are doing, but I trust you. I'm going to send him a friend request.
Yes, Jesus.
Because girls know what they want.
Yes. Focus.
I don't remember. But yeah, I didn't have any expectations, and I thank God that I don't, because expectations have a tendency of bringing disappointment. So we just go with the flow. I would say, besides love, for anybody out there that is going to go into a setup like ours, look for someone or accept somebody who's going to love your children. It is very, very, very important. They need to love. That is number one. Yes, we may be God-fearing, but the Bible says not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, can enter the kingdom of God. So it's not every sheep that you see here that is sheep. Others are wolves clothed in sheepskin. So you don't want to be with somebody who's going to not love your children, because that's how a blended family works. We love the children, and genuinely so.
Talking about children, when do you introduce your children?
Yeah, it is a difficult one because it's got a tendency of exposing us. Because when you love each other, you might have personal rules or Nazarene vows about how you do things, but love conquers. I guess with us we didn't introduce our children. We told them the possibility of us finding love again. So with me, my son was at the age where I need to be open with him.
Yeah.
He can't be seeing different type of ladies without communication.
Yeah.
I'm building a monster.
Yeah.
So to protect him, it meant that if I do meet someone, we need to have a chat.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, you might have to go visit, you know? And for some reasons that I might explain to you later. But however, if you don't want to go, you are number one. Whatever that I'm planning can wait. And his answer then will be, no, man, you deserve to be happy.
Okay.
You know, you make me happy. I want to play soccer. You allow me. So if you think you are about to make moves, feel free. So I think that's where the problem was, where when you tell your children and they see love and they see you being happy and they get excited for you, and to a point that they push you to meet this person, to a point that when you tell her that, hey, you know what, Sandra was actually encouraging me to come see you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. To my surprise, when I told the kids as well, they were like excited for me to go. And as a result, it becomes easy then to say, then next time maybe when we meet, they shouldn't be left behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, to answer your question, when do you introduce the children? I guess when it's genuine, when it's real love, children don't lie, they are angelic.
Yeah.
They sense that, no, this one, it's happening. So a good check will say maybe after a certain period of time, but with us, I don't think we had that privilege.
No.
As she said, there was prayers involved. And also I didn't mention on my side that there was a prayer that I will never have another baby mama again. It's not going to happen. So when you see those answers coming to pass, I guess you cannot control when can you introduce the children. However, you need to monitor how you do it. And as they meet, you need to monitor that as well. With us, what happened, our kids, as she already mentioned, they fell in love with each other. And even if we don't want to meet, we feel it's still early, the kids wants to meet.
Sure.
And they keep asking.
Yeah.
And as a result, we realize what we started, we need to maintain. So yeah, with us, the kids met very early. Yeah, and I think it worked.
Sure. Ma'am to Sydney, before we go drink some tea, yeah? In a female's perspective, introducing your kids to your partner, right? Not even the kids or on their own, but to a man. A lot of ladies are very skeptical to do that. They don't want anything, even if it sounds good, it's what you prayed to God about, even if it ticks all the boxes. But there's just that resistance to say, I am not introducing you or another man to my kids, or and bringing this question to you, not specifically to you, but maybe to our viewers. I mean, to say, what are the considerations? And how do you tackle that topic on its own, to say, hey, Uncle Subs is coming?
Okay. Firstly, let me say, with me, it was early because the conversation with Ubab Tusini on the first day after that friend request was, when am I changing your surname? Immediately. Actually, when he got the friend request, his response was, I was waiting for you.
Sure.
And he made it clear that he's not here to play, we're getting married. So for some reason, other people would say it and you would feel a little bit edgy about it, as in...
I mean, it's the same script.
You know,
All men have the same script, same campaign, same budget to campaign.
Same script, they're bought by the same mother, you know? But with him, there was so much peace. There was so much peace to a point that I can I can boldly say I blindly introduced my kids to him immediately as well, because of the assurance that he gave me. Ukuthi, he's not here ukuzodlala. Do you understand? However, I'm also of the stance, do not introduce your kids to your partner immediately.
Or even coming to your house.
Coming to your house, coming into your space, taking your kids to their house, there can be a whole lot of chaos that can happen from there, because kids are angelic. You do not want to contaminate them when you introduce them to different spirits, because we don't know the people we are dating, guys. Let's be honest. There's this TikTok thing that's going that you don't know who you are partying with there at Groove. Other people are spirits. Do you understand? It's not everyone that you are seeing that is actually from God. And you exposing your children to people that you're not even sure of, you are inviting a chaotic situation in their lives. You are messing up their minds. He did say that you would be creating a monster, because what if it doesn't work? Okay, let's just say you met the right person and then it goes wrong with the right person. Your kids are already attached to this person.
Where's Uncle
Jiggy, Uncle so-and-so is no longer coming. And what conversation do you have? No, he's in jail. No, he died. No, he died. You know, you are damaging these kids. Do you understand? And some of them are too young to even be having such heavy conversations. Yes. So, Mina, I would say, until a time where you see that this is genuine, it's going somewhere, that letter yamahadi I say it's amaili. I would advise that. You know, now it's real. We are doing this. You know, now my kids can come and meet this man and meet his children. But with our case, Shem, I don't want to lie. It was different, Bazalwani. Mina, it was you know,
divine.
And it was quick. This guy came and he said, Papa. I mean, we met in June, in September, we're getting married. That's how fast it was. So the kids needed to know each other, because, I mean, hello. But I would still advise that do not expose your children too early, because not everybody is from God.
Indeed, not everyone is from God. Be on the lookout who you bring into your space. Yeah, you got that, ladies and gents. I hope you had a good time. Due to time, we cannot continue. These guys are loaded, and we are definitely having a part 2. If you want to reach out to these people, you want to fellowship with them, they are with the Vibrant Church, Eagles Church. Tell us where you are. Tell us where they can find you, your address to your church.
Eagles Church in Esland Park, Greenfield Extension 3, corner Benin Street. We are there. Please join us, 9 o'clock. We start the service on a Sunday.
This is God's Love Christian Family Church, and we are at 69 Republic Road, President Park. Our services start from 8:30 with an intercession, and from there on, it's dancing with God's Love CFC, where we love you until you love us back. Do join us every Sunday. We love you.